Hi, you're watching Velo News TV. I'm Neil Rogers here outside the Garmin Chipotle bus with Magnus Backstedt at the start of Stage 6 for our daily video diary. Magnus, a lot of people say today is the day we're going to really see some fireworks in terms of the yellow jersey contest up Super Best. You guys have 2 in the top 6. Just coming out of the team meeting, what can you tell us about the team strategy today?
Obviously, we're going to look after David and Christian as long as possible and make sure that they get to the final climb and, you know, as fresh as we possibly can get them there and in as good a possible position as we can possibly get him there. So, you know, it's going to be, from my point of view, it's going to be to look after him, Dave, as long as I can, and then hopefully they got the legs in the final to do something.
What did you see in the peloton yesterday in terms of Gerolsteiner defending the jersey? It seemed like it started a little slow and kind of got hectic there at the end. Your take on yesterday with a new yellow jersey in the peloton?
I mean, Gerolsteiner, they're obviously going to look after the jersey as long as they can, and I think Schumacher is capable of going up this climb with the first guys today, so, you know, they're going to do everything they can to protect it, but it's up to us to try and bring the game to them, you know, and make sure that, you know, we try and isolate the yellow jersey as early as possible on that last climb. And, you know, the day yesterday was, they rode it to perfection pretty much. You know, we got a little bit excited with about 70-80 k's to go and brought it back a little bit too close, so we kind of, you know, had to stop riding a little bit. And you know, the finish was the first bunch kick that we've really had in the tour this year, and it's always a bit crazy coming into the first couple of proper bunch kicks. But we tried to get up there. We were kind of well positioned with a K to go, but got messed up a little bit, and unfortunately we didn't get to do the sprint properly.
On a day like this where you know there's a lot of teams fighting for the jersey, I mean, you've probably known about this stage for months. There's going to be some fireworks. They're on the bus, excited, nervous, anxious, all of the above. I mean, what's your feeling? You know it's going to be hard today, but you know, I mean, this is what you do, this is what you live for, so tell me about that.
I'm not really anxious or nervous about it. It's more I got a job to do, and, you know, I will do it 100% as long as I possibly can. And of course it's going to be a bit of fireworks today, but I don't think the mountains are high enough to actually do any major damage to the GC. If we're talking to big contenders, I think we're going to have to wait a little bit until we get down to the Pyrenees to see that happening. But it's definitely going to be an interesting stage, and it's going to be a lot of guys wanting to go in an early break today and try and get down the road and possibly snatch the stage win.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Well, hey, we've got a good reader question here for you, and it comes from Barb Dale, actually in Fairbanks, Alaska. Magnus, who decides when and who will go off in a break?
Basically, we have a few selected riders in the team who are told in the morning to try and look for the early breaks on, and it's just a lot of jumping around trying to find pick the right break and try and read what break is actually going to go down the road. And it's a very, very difficult process to do, and it's a bit of a hit and miss, really. You can jump in 10 breaks that you think is going to go, and the one that you don't jump in is the one going. And it is a very, very difficult thing to do, but yeah, we just got to keep on trying.
Yeah, just like when we spoke the other day, and I was asking when the team was going to find its way into a break, and you said, well, actually, Danny Pate had jumped out into a break. It just wasn't the one that stuck, you know. Yeah. And people may not realize that there really is a rhythm, especially in that first hour, where it's just everybody's kind of waiting for the right mix to get away, and it's actually sometimes it's the first hour and the last hour of the race that are the fastest.
Definitely, the first hour is just crazy fast, and you know, there's a lot of guys jumping around, and it is, you know, it's almost impossible to actually see which break is going to go. You're just going to have to go on gut feeling, and, you know, it's difficult to do sometimes.